Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy started a viral wave of rage games in 2017 that has since crested its way up and over into the VR realm. Now, there have been VR games that have mimicked the rage genre, but none of them have so perfectly encapsulated the experience of getting over it until Clamb. I first played the game in Steam Next Fest this year in October, where the starting canyon section of the game was available as a demo, and I ate it up. It was so fun, made great content, and I definitely was getting frustrated. Oh, I was very interested in how to... When the full release of the game surprise dropped on November 7th, I knew what I had to do, but I didn't know if I had the strength or time to get it done. The very next day, I streamed an attempt at beating the game. Now, when it was a demo, the canyon was available, and that area was fairly straightforward except for the locker. Oh, no. Uh-oh. Oh. No. Oh, it's so hard. For some reason, I just could not figure out how to get over that for quite some time. I think it took over an hour. Looking back now, I probably wasn't getting the head of the hammer out of the way in time, but luckily, the demo had fully prepared me for a quick and easy canyon section from here on out. Crossing the croissant, the lighthouse was my first look at the new and scary hurdles that would be thrust my way. This climb took a lot of learning and experimentation with movement, but it ended up being a fairly smooth ride to the top. And up. Easy peasy. Now to just make my way across these pallets to the... Oh, this is awful. Okay, so now if I mess up, I fall all the way down. Like, everything that we've done up to this point will be moot. So... Oh, no! No! Oh, the game's crashing and I'm falling! Okay, now, as I was saying, just make my way across these pallets to the top of the lighthouse, across a particularly hand-sweating section of pipe and cement climbing, and up to the crane. The crane begins off straightforward and easy with plenty of room for failure, but it is the last 20% that make this the hard part of the run for me. You see, after a handful of pogos up to the various items embedded, you then have to make it up a jutted out, precariously placed reinforced steel collection from an angled portion of the crane architecture. Oh, finally. All right, just don't fall. And I did poorly. Over. No, 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 no. And over. Oh, come on, man. And over. No, 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 no. Oh. With persistence and locking in a really secure climbing technique up the slanted pole, I finally got a consistent landing strategy for the steel and made it near the top through an incredibly safe but annoying centerpiece, and to a very well-deserved beer and rest. After finishing my Miller High Life, not a sponsor, but hey, let's talk. There are two options here. A slightly safe but finicky climb to the top of the crane for a slide down, or a longer, more unknown route. I took the finicky climb up, and although it took me quite some time, I made it up to the top. From here, an easy slide down. Okay, nice and easy, nice and easy. Hold, no, 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 no. Okay, let's try that again. An easy slide down. See? That wasn't that hard. And then a very tricky slide that is actually a trap. With that out of the way, we end up on the UFO. Sweet Jesus. After, let's see here. 3 hours and 12 minutes of total gameplay. Fantastic. The UFO is luckily a very forgiving climb with some odd terrain to bounce off of. You can make your way up it slowly and to the harrowing floating boxes, which were, luckily, easier than I thought. But then you reach the top of the area and are again met with a hand-drenching jump to get to the next veil of safety. Okay. Just up and over. Now you could try to climb the tower next to the pool, but you could do what I did, which was find an explosive barrel behind the pool house where all good explosive barrels should go, and launched myself past the devastating beach ball jump. Hell yeah. And then we get to my arch nemesis, my greatest hater, the chair. The chair is suspended to the side of the table below, meaning that from many angles, a fall is detrimental to your run. Besides that, there is no clear indication of the best route up, and because of that, I continue to butt clench my way around the far side of the chair. I was honestly so terrified of this jump because it looked near impossible, and on top of that, somewhere in my heart of hearts, I truly believed that this was going to be the end of the game. I mean, it made sense, like you'd be propped up on the world in this giant chair, but as you can see, that didn't quite work out. I continued on to the castle, but somewhere inside, I had just lost the fire, the desire to continue to play, and when I was finally taken from my castle...
Oh, dude, no. Oh,
I stopped.
fuck you.
I couldn't play it anymore. I turned off the recording, and I looked for anything to give me hope, starting with the unlikely place of the community hub of Steam. A terrible place for hope, but I found that VR streamer Tweejik, sorry if I'm mispronouncing, had finally beaten the game, and I could see how close I was to beating it, and it wasn't that close. A couple days later, I did see LS Toast doing a stream on TikTok, and he actually found a better route for the chair, which I think most people probably knew. The motivation was building, and all I needed was that final push, which Rack VR provided me in his daily attempt TikToks. All my needed Infinity Stones were acquired, and on Thanksgiving Day, left to my own devices, I began the climb again with renewed vigor. The chair proved to be nothing but a minor nuisance in my quest through the castle, up the tower, and to a slippery mountain of ice that slowed but did not stop my ascent to the heavens. Memories of the crane were brought out as I crested the snowy peaks, and only an ice-covered radio tower stood in my way. The tower itself wasn't too scary, but the icy roof that it sat on gave me plenty of heart attacks.
Back to the board. Back to the board. No. Oh.
After a short trip up, you climb the 2 remaining objects, only to find nothing else to climb on. The game, however, didn't really come to an end, so I did the only thing I could think of: pogo. The gravity of the game flips entirely on its head as I was shot out into space, moving off of and around the floating ground and objects. And let me tell you, falling out of that gravity and into the real world gravity was terrifying. Every time I would fall, you had no idea where you would land, especially breaking through the cloud cover. My stomach sank into me so many times, and I have a big stomach.
Dear Lord. Okay. Come on, give it to me. Give it to me. Oh, please, dude. Oh, please. Please. Just hit it. Oh.
But after getting a few lucky pogos, I was up to the higher gravity yielding moons in the sky. These provided me with better pull towards their centers as you move around them, even from underneath. And at the top, I was greeted with precious toilet paper. I tried to set myself into the toilet seat, but no luck. The game didn't end. And with the same inquisitive mind that I started the game out with, I launched myself... Okay. I launched myself straight up through the air, through the atmosphere, into my weird end.
Is this the end? I think it is. Yes, dude. What the hell is this?
If you do end up playing this game, I am releasing a series of shorts and TikToks that give tips and tricks on the individual areas, but here's to hoping I never have to beat this game again. Cheers, y'all.